let's turn to some of the big spending programs in the budget. We have talked before about how Medicare and Social Security are both projected to have their trust funds go insolvent, their main trust funds go insolvent within the budget window. Steve, one of our criteria is, does the president include a down payment on Social Security and Medicare reform? What's our color code show us there?
Well, this is a split decision. So the president does absolutely nothing to address the Social Security insolvency that's looming at the end of the 10-year budget window.
Red flag.
Yeah, so somewhere in the budget there's a statement that he's not going to cut Social Security benefits, but I guess I can say that's true because he's not cutting them. Current law will cut them, because the failure to reform Social Security means when the trust fund goes insolvent in 2033, benefits will automatically get cut by 22%. So, I guess you can say he didn't do it, but he didn't do anything to stop it. So yeah, he gets a big red F on the Social Security side. Now the Medicare side's a little more complicated. He does make an effort to increase the solvency of Medicare. And he does that in a couple of ways. One way is real and convincing, and he should get a green light for that. But the other way he does it is not very real and not very convincing. So I would give him a red. So if I don't know, we're going to add red and green and get yellow.
We mix them together. Somehow it comes out yellow there, I guess.
So he proposes to raise taxes on the rich. You notice there's a theme here, because it's like, okay, we're going to raise taxes on the rich to fix Social Security. We're going to raise taxes on the rich to fix Medicare. We're going to raise taxes on the rich to extend the 2017 tax cuts. I don't know how many times we can keep going back to that well, but that's a discussion for another day. Anyway, on the Medicare side, he does increase what's called the net investment income tax, as well as the Medicare surcharge on the wealthy. And both of those taxes exist today. He would raise those rates from the current level up to 5%. So that additional revenue, which gets him about $680 billion, that will go into the trust fund, Medicare trust fund, and that will extend solvency unquestionably. However, the other thing he does, which is a little odd, he takes the existing taxes, the Medicare surcharge and the existing net investment tax. So he takes the revenue that we're already collecting, and he simply credits that to the trust fund. So it's basically an accounting gimmick. He basically says, here's some money that we're already going to collect. It's already in the budget. We're already counting it. But instead of it going into the general fund and counting there, I'm going to credit the Medicare trust fund with this money. It's not new money. So, again, I would say it's just double counting, or however you want to describe it. But then the other thing, the interesting thing that he does, he proposes to give broader authority to negotiate prescription drug prices. And he claims that that's going to reduce future expenditures on Medicare drug plans by $200 billion. Now, remember, this is the Medicare Part A trust fund, which is hospital insurance. So he's basically saying, I want to save Medicare Part D, which is under the supplemental Medicare insurance portion of the program, which is a separate trust fund. But all that aside, he says, we're going to save money on Medicare drugs. And that money that we're going to save, I'm going to credit to the trust fund. Now,
the Part A trust fund.
The Part A trust fund. Yeah. So this reminds me, I'm going to tell you a story here. So these two guys walk in a bar. First guy has $10. The next guy has no money. They ask the bartender, how much are the drinks? The bartender says $10 each, but it's happy hour. So you buy one, get one free. First guy says, oh, that's great. Drinks are on me. Second guy says, wow, we just saved $10. So the same two guys go into the bar the next day. And the first guy has no money. The second guy now has $10. They ask the bartender, how much are drinks? The bartender says they're $10 each, but I'm sorry, guys, you missed happy hour. First guy says, oh, that's too bad. Second guy says, no, wait a minute. It's not. Remember the $10 you saved yesterday? So basically, the $10 that they never had, and to begin with, they're saying, well, that's some savings, and we're going to use that to buy something with later. Well, they didn't have the money. We didn't have the $200 billion that we're going to save. Remember, we're running $2 trillion annual deficits. Medicare doesn't have any money. Medicare's running deficits. The government's running deficits. So to not spend money that you don't have and then claim that you're going to now spend that money on something else and you never had it to begin with, it's all a little, I don't know, shall we say, phony accounting. I don't know.